According to this boss, Meghan Markle is in fact remarkable. Yes, remarkable. As ever, let me explain. Morning, nice to see you, chums. Thank you so much for your time today. I'm talking to you, yes. And sad news, by the way, can we just quickly mention the fact that a wonderful cricket umpire from here, Yorkshire, is, of course, Dicky Bird. Sadly, we've lost him. Brilliant age, but I was lucky enough to meet him on a number of occasions. If you came from Yorkshire, he was a very famous name, a name, of course, known throughout the world in the cricketing field, simply because he was just nice, everybody liked him. He was firm but fair. And also when he came on screen, he had this warm affability. And sometimes when he came along to our school, he would come around and just chat to you, are you interested, stuff like that. And it really impacts on you when you're young, doesn't it? Because you see them on the telly at Headingley and Lords and all that sort of stuff. And then there they are, just talking to you as a normal person. A lovely chap, Dicky Bird, let me tell you. Will be greatly missed, but what a legacy of cricket and many other things he left behind. Let's get back, of course, to your royal story of the day. Yeah, Meghan Markle, remarkable. Is that a word that you would use? Now, here's the thing, you see. The boss of Netflix, the streaming giant, Ted Sarandos, has once again been wheeled out to try and defend the failing Meghan Markle brand. And it's failing on every level, really, isn't it? The wine, the jams, the honey, whatever. And the problem that you have now with Meghan is simply this. You see, the bigger picture really falls on the fact that Ted Sarandos is the man that literally decided to sign on the dotted line. Now, what a lot of people are not very, wise to at this point is picking up between the lines, right? Now, basically, Ted is either, to be nice, right? He's not too far away from the pensionable age. He will get out of that very, very rich, This will just be seen as an experiment. It won't, knock his salary, his pension or anything like that. And by continuing to sort of speak out, obviously it draws eyeballs to the fact that and then the traffic go worst. He gets a lot of free publicity for Netflix. As I told you really at the start of doing this channel, I remember saying, look, Netflix have done well out of Meghan and Harry because they get mentioned every single time. You could not buy that publicity. The fact that her brand, her product, her everything stinks is regardless. But between the lines, Ted Sarandos has dropped one or two nice little bombshells. You see, cast your mind back when Meghan and Harry got dumped from their big deal with Netflix. They were going to a sort of view by view, case by case basis. And this was, first look. First look means diddly squat in the world of television. First look really means we might like it, we might even steal your idea, we might make this without you with somebody else. Happened to me numerous times. You go up with a brilliant idea, suddenly 2 months down the line, it's renamed with a completely different cast, but they've taken the genesis of your format. Nothing you can do. And this really is whether, they're looking at that. We all know, of course, that Ted really wants that diner documentary from Prince Harry, but there's a few problems looming there, of which I'll share with you a little bit later on. Meghan Markle's Christmas show, not bothered really, but of course something else after that might be a little bit more interesting. You get the picture. But you see, what Ted's done is really refer back to Meghan and Harry's one and only true success, and that was their tell-all documentary. You see, he's witted on about, the blanket that was on her chair sold out, the shoes she wore sold out, she's a remarkable influence. Yet people look at product, don't they? That's the thing. It doesn't matter, what you're wearing. If you're a lady and you've got nice earrings on and wonderful, scarf or something like that, people do look at it. But that doesn't mean that that brand's successful. Now, as I've told you before, the Christmas special, nowhere near knocking into any shape as we are and now coming towards the end, some people might say, of September. You don't have too long to get it in the can, edit it, colorize it, and start to heavily promote it, set up interviews, all of that sort of stuff. But you see, Ted is basically just chancing his arm. If it doesn't work, it doesn't look badly on him. He has a resume of many hit shows that he can say, well, out of 20, 1 failure. Not really that bad. You can't knock me. We took a chance. She's a lovely person. But you see what I mean? He will come clean out of this. The only person that won't come clean out of it naturally will be Meghan Markle. But she'll be pointing the finger, basically saying, well, she took advice from her partners, as she did in the very initial stages of this year, where she said, and they asked me, would I like to be a partner? I thought about it, right, yeah, because nobody else was hammering on the door, love. So consequently, she took that particular brand, went down that route, and that's exactly what Ted's saying. Reading between the lines, I don't have anything to prove. If this is a failure, it's not my fault. But of course, she's a remarkable woman because Ted said so. And that's the bit that Meghan's clinging to. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.